Tyson and Vronick ready to start your day the right way with all of your news, weather, and sports that you need to get out the door here this morning. The new AVCA coaches poll is out. Nebraska is still ranked number 1 in the nation. The Huskers currently sitting at 22-0 as they get ready to play on Thursday against Illinois. Nebraska's Bergen Riley and Rebecca Aulick have been honored this week by the Big Ten Conference. The Nebraska men's basketball team, they opened the season last night with an 86-53 win over West Georgia at Pinnacle Bank Arena. We'll talk about that coming up. Also, the Nebraska women's basketball team, they opened their season last night with a 103-46 win over Northeastern State. Hastings College women's basketball team is going to be on the road tonight playing down in Kansas against Sterling. Hastings College women's soccer team will play Dakota Wesleyan tonight in the quarterfinals of the GPAC tournament. The NAIA has extended their partnership for the NAIA Women's Basketball Championship to be played at the Tyson Event Center in Sioux City for the next couple of years. Got the state high school volleyball tournament getting underway tomorrow in Lincoln. We'll talk about that coming up. NFL game last night, Arizona beating the hapless Dallas Cowboys by the score of 27-17. So just some of the things we'll be talking about here this morning as you join us at the breakfast table again this morning as we welcome in Tyson and Vronick from the Western Studios. Good morning.
And a good morning. What a great football game yesterday. That's why we're wearing our Cardinal red today. I was scared going into that football game. Amber was loaded. She had like 3 Dallas Cowboys in the holster, ready to like fire the bullet at my fantasy football team, which has been just on a skid of all skids since we started off the season 5-0. Lost 3 straight games, and I'm thinking, damn, like I'm gonna get put in the muck of the 500 club with the rest of y'all. Like that sounds like a terrible place to be. Cowboys laid an egg. Cardinals flexed. CeeDee Lamb, miserable. The tight end, whoever the hell that is for Dallas, miserable. Dak Prescott, god-awful. And yeah, obviously they didn't score a lot of points, so there wasn't a lot of points from the kicker. What a great way to start off a Tuesday with the fantasy football victory and back at the top of the standings for your good buddy Tyson.
That's how you start the show today, looking at your fantasy football league?
Well, yeah, because it was the main concern heading into the weekend. As miserable of a football weekend that I had. Going to the game, Huskers lose. Bills obviously won, but several football sadness. Then you lose your starting quarterback, and I was like, could at least my fantasy football. I got knocked off Survivor Island. My Blazing 5 was 2-3. It was a miserable weekend, so I'm like, can at least my fantasy football team pick up the victory? Whew, Cardinals
I'm glad you
showed up.
You can rest now.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. We're ready to go.
Yeah, Arizona beating Dallas last night 27-17. Cardinals are now 3-5 on the season. The Cowboys, they fall to 3-5-1. So things are not going well. And Big D, Jerry Jones says they're going to make some trades. Today is the trading deadline in the NFL. 4 o'clock. I think it's 4 o'clock Eastern, so 3 o'clock our time will be the trade deadline. You're going to see some moves today in the National Football League, and Jerry Jones is guaranteeing that there's going to be some moves on the part of the Dallas Cowboys as they try to get things jump-started down there in Big D.
If they only had a damn good edge rusher that they didn't pay at the beginning of the season that got traded. Well, funny how that works. They don't have anything that, as an NFL owner, I would want in a trade. I mean, CeeDee Lamb is a great receiver. I'd probably take him, but they're obviously not going to trade away their top receiver. So you're looking at draft picks. You're looking at players with cash considerations. Who are you going to get, and who are you going to give up that anybody would want? That team's a dumpster fire. You're not going to win in the trade deadline. when you're 3-5-1.
Yeah, we'll see what Jerry comes up with. You know Jerry Jones. He'll come up with something. So, anyway, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for this Tuesday. If you'd like to chime in, something on your mind this morning, plenty of time to talk to you today. Give me a call. Give us a call on the Hamilton Telecommunications fan line, 402-834-1330. 402-834-1330. If you'd like to leave us a message on our social media sites, we're monitoring those comments as well. A couple of things we didn't get to yesterday. The state high school volleyball tournament gets underway tomorrow at Pinnacle Bank Arena. They'll be playing their first round games in classes A, B, and C1 tomorrow. Then C2, D1, and D2 will play their opening round games on Thursday. Adams Central is going to be in the state volleyball tournament this year. The Patriots, the number 7 seed in Class C1, they will take on the number 2 seed Milford tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. Then the other area teams will go with their opening round games on Thursday in Class D1. Amherst will play Cross County. Amherst, the number 1 seed in Class D1. You've got Exeter Milligan Friend playing Ansley Litchfield. Overton against the Southwest, and Central Valley will take on Shelton, all in the Class D1 ranks opening round. Then in Class D2, you're going to have Wynot up against Red Cloud, and then the Sumner Eddyville Miller will battle BDS, Bruning Davenport Shickley. So the D2 games will be at 9 o'clock on Thursday. The D1 games will be at 1 and 3. So just some of the area teams competing in the state volleyball tournament. It gets underway on Wednesday at PBA in Lincoln. So
there you go.
What's going on there? State high school football playoffs will continue on Friday. Sandy Creek is still alive. Sandy Creek will be taking on Bridgeport on Friday afternoon, late Friday afternoon. 5 o'clock start down on the hill, 4:45 for the pregame show. We'll have it for you right here on Extreme Sports. Sandy Creek and Bridgeport coming up on Friday in the state high school football playoffs.
Rolling along as we put in the finishing touches on the fall sports season, getting into the state activities now. And, before you know it, lacing up the sneakers. I was already shocked. I had to do a double glance yesterday when I realized it was the Nebraska basketball season opener. And we'll be talking a little bit more on that. But, it just seems like it's starting super early and getting ready for a long winter of some hoops and some hockey. And, here we are.
Yeah, I was in the PBA last night, went down for the Nebraska men's season opener as they won last night over West Georgia. Huskers winning by the score of 86-53. In fact, we trailed in that ball game a lot in the first half. Nebraska made a little run at the end of the first half to take a halftime lead. Then the Huskers going on a huge run. They held the Wolves without a field goal for nearly 10 minutes of the second half, while outscoring West Georgia 26-2 to take control of that ball game. And the Huskers went on to win 86-53. So Nebraska back in action again on Saturday as they play host to Florida International. The women, they opened the season with a 103-46 win.
Jesus.
Over Northwestern State.
Wait, there's a Northwestern State?
Yeah, Northwestern State.
Is that like the state college to Northwestern in Chicago, or?
I assume so. Obviously, they were not very good. They were beaten by the Huskers yesterday, 103-46.
Google search time.
Nebraska got out to a big lead in that ball game and cruised.
The Northwestern State Demons.
Yep, that's them.
From Northwestern State University in, oh my goodness, Natchitoches, Natchitoches, Louisiana. They're from Louisiana.
Wow.
They play in the Southland Conference. Natchitoches.
Geez, hopefully we don't have to stumble across that name every week. Northwestern State from Louisiana got their butts kicked yesterday. 103-46. Claire Johnson, by the way, led Nebraska in scoring yesterday. 21 points. So the Husker women will also play on Saturday at PBA. They'll take on Stanford. So the basketball season is underway.
Stanford Bulldogs.
Yep.
Nebraska outscored Northwestern State Demons 27-8 in the second quarter, 23-9 in the fourth. They didn't put up double figures in a couple of these quarters. 103-46.
Yep.
Ouch.
So a good opening for the Husker basketball teams as they pick up wins yesterday. Hastings College, the women's basketball team, going to be playing tonight down in Kansas as they continue their sweep through the KCAC. The Broncos will take on Sterling tonight. Hastings College women's soccer team, they're going to be playing in the GPAC tournament tonight, the quarterfinals of the GPAC tournament. That'll be a 7 o'clock start out at Lloyd Wilson Field, taking on Dakota Wesleyan, a team that they fought to a scoreless tie with earlier this year, back on September the 27th. So that'll be the quarterfinal matchup in the GPAC soccer tournament for the Gals. Again, the 7 o'clock will be the kickoff there. We'll have the action tonight on Extreme Sports beginning at about 6:45. Other games in the GPAC tournament include Mount Marty playing at Morningside, Doane at Dordt tonight, and the College of St. Mary's at Concordia. Hastings, the number 3 seed, but I think a tough one tonight as they take on Dakota Wesleyan, and it's Lloyd Wilson Field quarterfinals of the GPAC tournament.
I'm going to be hungry, certainly, to kind of erase that one that they had earlier this year against Dakota Wesleyan. I think that we had that game for you. Had like 6 crossbars get smacked in that scoreless draw. Hastings College clearly out shooting. They were the more aggressive team, but they just came out and they couldn't find the net. Whether it was top crossbar, left crossbar, near post, they were peppering the goal, but just couldn't get it past, and had a breakaway opportunity, and I think they had a shot right towards the goaltender, right in the chest area. So it's going to be a hungry offense. Should be an aggressive game plan, and we'll see here in match 2. I remember that loss. I remember that draw. Excuse me, because it felt like a loss based on where we were at in the standings, the opportunities that we had in that matchup. Even though it was a scoreless draw, it still felt like a loss, and I think that they're going to be hungry to overturn that and begin their march in the conference tournament.
Yep, that'll be tonight at 7. Again, we'll have the action tonight on Extreme Sports beginning at 6:45. Going back to the state high school football playoffs.
Sure.
Class A is going to be moving into the second round on Friday. Mm-hmm. Among the games, you've got Kearney playing at Omaha Westside. Kearney picked up a win over Columbus in the opening round last Friday, winning by a score of 24-7.
Okay.
So Kearney will go up against the number 1 seed in Class A, Omaha Westside, on the Friday night.
Yeah, that could be ugly.
That's all right. You got to play the game.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's Westside, and again, we brought Bob on, and he solidified that fact. It's Westside and it's Millard South, and they're the 2 best teams, and just based on where they're seated, because of that forfeit that happened earlier this year from Lincoln High, when they wanted to play Millard South, that bumped them down to that 4 seed. So you're going to have what should be the state championship ultimately in the semifinal matchup. Kearney, good luck, best of luck, but Westside is damn good.
Elkhorn South and Millard South will be playing on a Friday. Papillion La Vista South has got the home game against Millard North, and Creighton Prep has the home game against Lincoln East. So those are the Class A matchups for Friday night. In Class B, The number 1 seed still alive. That's Waverly. They beat Northwest the other night by the score of 35-13. So Waverly will be back at home again Friday night taking on Seward. Other games in Class B, Bennington will be at Elkhorn North. It'll be York at Gretna. And Omaha Skutt will be at Gretna East. Those are the matchups in Class B for Friday night. In Class C1, State High School football playoffs, you've got Mount Michael playing at the number 1 seed Wahoo on Friday.
Yikes.
You've got Syracuse at Ashland Greenwood. You've got Fort Calhoun playing at Sydney. Then you've got Aurora at Columbus Lakeview. Huskies, of course, beating Central City for the second time in 2 weeks in the opening round the other night, winning by the score of 42-21. C2 matchups. A good one, I think, between Cedar Catholic, the number 1 seed, and Ord. Ord knocking off Donovan Trumbull the other night, 63-30. So it'll be Ord playing at Cedar Catholic. You're going to have Archbishop Bergen at Grand Island Central Catholic. The Crusaders beating West Point Beamer in the opening round, 49-14. Malcolm is going to be at Kearney Catholic. The Stars picking up a win over Boone Central in the opening round, 28-14. And then you've got UTAN playing at Bishop Newman. So those are the matchups in Class C2. The matchups in D1 for Friday. You've got Pender playing at Shelby Rising City. Shelby Rising City, the number 1 seed. Hemingford is at Crofton. Bridgeport at Sandy Creek. And it'll be Plainview playing at Dundee County Stratton. Those are the matchups in Class D1. The D2 matchups on Friday night. We'll have Lawrence Nelson playing at Howells Dodge. The Raiders are still alive. Lawrence Nelson beating Elmwood Murdoch last Friday night, 78-42. The other matchups in D2, we'll have Sandhills Thetford playing at St. Mary's, Wynot at Hitchcock County, and Archangels Catholic will be playing at Central Valley. And finally, in the 6-man ranks, they're into their second-round games on Friday. It'll be Silver Lake playing at the number 1 seed, Garden County. Silver Lake picking up a win over Arthur County on Friday night, 39-28. Layton is at Stewart. Sumner Eddyville Miller at Southwest. And it'll be Red Cloud playing at Wallace in the 6-man ranks. So Red Cloud, the number 2 seed, but they got to go on the road and play at the number 10 seed Wallace in the second round of the state playoffs. Red Cloud picking up a win over Juanita Palisade last Friday night by a score of 58-12. So that gets you up to date. Some good matchups in the state high school football playoffs for Friday night in the next round. And again, we will be on the hill at Sandy Creek for the Cougars and Bridgeport, 5 o'clock kickoff on Friday night with the pregame show at 4:45 here on Extreme Sports.
Natchitoches. I'm still trying to figure it out. It's a town in Louisiana.
That hometown for Northwestern States. You're never going to have to use that again, probably.
N-A-T, well, I just want it for my Mind Palace. Natchitoches. How would you say that?
Too many. There's not enough vowels and too many consonants in that name.
There's a lot of vowels here. They're just weird placements. Natchitoches. That's what I'm rolling with. Okay. Good stuff.
But they were beaten yesterday by a large margin, 103-46. You'll probably never have to use that knowledge of what hometown they come from ever again. But you're spending a lot of time trying to pronounce the hometown for Northwestern State. And you still have not got it figured out.
No, I just got the weirdest text message. Clearly,
who's it from?
Oh. My resume has been recommended by multiple online recruiting platforms. That's awesome. It's also junk, so we'll delete that.
Yeah, I get those occasionally.
It's like, how would my resume benefit YouTube whatsoever? I have no idea.
Yeah, and it's an industry that you have no knowledge.
Right.
But your resume is spectacular.
Come work with us at Amazon.
Yeah.
Your resume is amazing. I sit in a chair and talk for a living. Like, there's nothing amazing on my resume.
But, yeah, we can use you at Amazon.
And
please call this number.
Nor do I have an Indeed profile with a resume attached for people to see. Like, no, I keep that at home, and I look for a job, and I'm like, ooh, that looks cool, and then I'll send off the resume. I don't just have it out online.
Some people might have your resume out online somewhere.
I don't know. It's all junk.
Let's see what else is going on. The NAIA has extended their partnership for the Women's Basketball Championship. They're going to be staying at the Tyson Event Center through the 2029 season at least. The Tyson Event Center has hosted the NAIA Women's Basketball National Championships 16-team final site since its inception in 2021. Prior to that, Sioux City hosted the 32-team NAIA Division II National Championship dating back to the 1998 tournament. So we've been going to Sioux City a lot for the Women's Basketball National Championship, and hopefully the Broncos can put a season together this year where we can return to the Tyson Event Center to play for the national championship.
I mean, they've had it since I have been in high school. I mean, like since the early 2000s. Is this even something like people try to compete for with the Tyson Event Center on? Like, we got like Grand Island looking at the potential economic impact and floating the Heartland Event Center out there for use of the tournament.
That'd be a great spot for it.
I'm just saying, middle of America, and it's not really a home court, quote unquote, advantage. Yeah, I mean Hastings is 20 miles away, but you're talking Morningside, and they're seem to be in it every year, and it just kind of always feels like it's a home court advantage for Morningside. I'd be curious to see if we don't knock on that door and say, hey, there's this really great tournament, but now you've got them up for bid. So yeah, I've always thought Hastings would be a good, or GI would be a good site.
2029, maybe you ought to work on that.
Give our buddies a call.
Give your powers to be that you know up there in Grand Island.
Well, they always talk about how they never have anything in the Heartland Event Center, and now that you have this attractive casino and you get tourism dollars, that you put an NAIA basketball tournament in there and watch the money continue to pour in for that community.
Yeah, you go to work on that.
See what I can do. What year do I have till?
Till 2029. It's in Sioux City till 2029.
Excellent. Well, I won't start on it till 2029.
No, yeah, see, that's the problem. That's the problem. You'll say, hey, that's a great idea, and then you'll start working on it in 2020, and by then, they've already got it sewn up again. So, all right, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. This is a Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Again, if you got something you'd like to chime in with us, go ahead and give us a call. Love to chat with you today on our Hamilton Telecommunications fan line. Been a while since we've talked to any one of our listeners.
All I want is 2% of the proceeds as the guy that came up with the idea.
2% of the total
That's
take?
all I require. 2% of the total take from the guy that came up with the idea. I don't want to mess with any of the proposals, all the logistics, all that stuff. That sounds like somebody else's job. I just came up with the idea, so give me 2% of the proceeds for being the idea man.
2% is all you want.
That's all I care about.
Seems like a reasonable amount.
I think so.
All right, 7:25. This is Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
We start with a 31-year-old Hastings man who was killed in an accident that we reported yesterday morning on Highway 281. 31-year-old Sabian Salius of Hastings was traveling northbound on Highway 281 when he struck the rear end of a semi. He was transported to a local hospital where he was declared deceased. Nebraska State Treasurer Tom Breezy has resigned, as announced by Governor Jim Pillen yesterday. Fremont Mayor Joey Spellerberg has been appointed to finish his term. Breezy from Albion, who was previously a member of the state legislature from 2016 to 2023, was appointed as state treasurer in 2023 after John Morante of Gretna resigned. Spellerberg is expected to resign as Fremont's mayor on Wednesday. He has served as that post since 2020. One candidate has already announced her intent to run for the position when it becomes available at election time. That's former state senator Julie Slama from Auburn. Meanwhile, Governor Pillen said yesterday that he also expects people detained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement to start arriving at the repurposed state prison in McCook sometime this week, and the Nebraska Medical Cannabis Commission has declined to make any changes to its draft cannabis regulations at their meeting yesterday afternoon. It is now 7:27. With that, we will swing things back over to the east side with Mike. He's got your check on sports.
Well, Nebraska is still ranked number one in the latest AVCA coaches poll. Huskers are 22-0 on the season. Kentucky is second, followed by Pittsburgh, Texas, and Stanford. Rounding out the top 10 are Texas A&M, Louisville, Arizona State, Purdue, and SMU. Wisconsin is 11th. USC is 17th. Indiana is 18th. Minnesota is 22nd, and Penn State is 25th. Creighton is in at number 12. Nebraska's Bergen Riley and Rebecca Aulick have been honored this week by the Big Ten Conference. Riley has been named the co-setter of the week in the conference, while Aulick has been named the defensive player of the week. Nebraska will play host to Illinois on Thursday. First serve will be at 7. The Nebraska men's basketball team opened the season with an 86-53 win over West Georgia last night at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Braden Freger led the way with 22 points. Jamarcus Lawrence had 18 points. Nebraska held the Wolves without a field goal for nearly 10 minutes in the second half and outscored West Georgia 26-2 to take control of the game. Nebraska held the Wolves to just 29.2% shooting in the game. Huskers will be back in action again on Saturday as they play host to Florida International. Tip-off will be at noon. The Nebraska women's basketball team opened the season with a 103-46 win over Northwestern State. Claire Johnson had 21 points for the Huskers. Britt Prince pumped in 19 points. Nebraska held their opponents to just 35% shooting in the game, including 4 of 16 from three-point range. Huskers will play Stanford on Saturday at PBA. Tip-off will be at 7. Hastings College women's basketball team will play at Sterling tonight. The Broncos are 2-0 in the season after wins over Mayville State and Bethany. Tip-off of their game tonight will be at 6. Hastings College women's soccer team will play Dakota Wesleyan tonight in the quarterfinals of the GPAC tournament. Hastings is 12-3-3 on the season and fought to a scoreless tie with the Tigers back on September the 27th. Kickoff for the game will be at 7. We'll have the action tonight on Extreme Sports, beginning with a pregame show at 6:45. In the other games, Mount Marty is at Morningside, Doane is at Dort, and the College of St. Mary's will play at Concordia. State High School volleyball tournament gets underway tomorrow at PBA. Among the games, 7th-seeded Adams Central will play 2nd-seeded Milford at 1. First-round games will continue on Thursday. In the NFL last night, Arizona beat Dallas by the score of 27-17. The Cardinals are now 3-5 in the season. The Cowboys fall to 3-5-1. That's a check on your sports headlines at 7:30 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
The warmest day of the week is on the way today on Tuesday with plenty of sunshine, a high of 73, and a southeast wind at about 5 to 10 becoming southwest this afternoon. Tonight, a cold front will pass through the area and change the winds from the southwest to the north, overnight low of 43. And that'll knock us back into the mid to upper 50s on Wednesday. Still plenty of sunshine, a little breezy as well. Thursday will be in the low 60s and will rebound nicely Friday to the mid 60s once again.
As you wake up, get going this morning, we've got southeast winds at 3 miles per hour. It is clear. It is 38 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
At Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center in Hastings, you can now experience the Balancer Pro lymphatic system, a relaxing, touchless treatment that works while you simply sit back. Using the principles of manual lymphatic drainage, it helps flush out swelling, reduce toxins, ease muscle soreness, and promote total body wellness. Whether you're recovering from surgery, looking to contour and tone, aiming for weight loss, or just wanting to feel lighter and more energized, the Balancer Pro lymphatic system delivers results you can feel immediately. Perfect for athletes, post-op recovery, detox, or anyone who just wants to look and feel their best, because it's for everybody with a body. Come try it today at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
Join us at Miletovist Winery for The Day the Internet Died, a hilarious mystery dinner that you become a part of. Hey, this is Mick inviting you to get your tickets for 2 unforgettable nights, October 18th and November 8th. Gather your friends, enjoy a great meal, crack the case before dessert. Seating is limited, so get your tickets today at MiletovistWinery.com. And don't miss the mystery that everyone will be talking about, The Day the Internet Died. Get your tickets online at MiletovistWinery.com, St. Paul, Nebraska.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
All right, Mike Welch, Heinz and Vronic with you. It's Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for this Tuesday. Again, thanks for joining us, whether you're listening to us on our website at x-streamsports.com, maybe on your smartphone with our free mobile app, your smart speaker, Roku TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch. And thanks for listening to us on this Tuesday morning. Let's get to some of the coaches we got lined up here. First of all, Fred Hoiberg, the head coach for the Nebraska men's basketball team. Again, Nebraska picking up a win in their season opener last night over West Georgia, winning by a score of 86-53. Coach says they got off to the slow start, but they broke the game open in that second half with that big 26-2 run that they had over the Wolves last night. Nebraska head men's basketball coach Fred Hoiberg.
They did a really good job of bringing the physicality to the game, and we didn't. And they got 4 offensive rebounds before the first media timeout. We turned the ball over. They did a good job controlling tempo in that first half. I thought we played right into their hands by taking quick shots. And then finally we got into a little bit of a rhythm late in the half and, went on a nice little run to build a 6-point lead. And then at halftime we talked about our pace, and we picked up, we pressured more, and that's what got us going. I thought we did a really good job of rebounding the ball in the second half and finding the open man. Sam, I think, had 4 or 5 defensive rebounds in a row and sprayed out, got Jamarcus 2 threes, I think, and Connor 1 in that stretch where we broke it open. So, our running habits were much better, I thought, in the second half. And when we do that, look forward to seeing the analytic report that we'll get tonight on our efficiency when we got out in transition in the first 6-7 seconds of the shot clock, because that certainly appeared to be when we were at our best tonight.
Yeah, that's Fred Hoiberg. Huskers opening the season last night, 86-53 over West Georgia. They'll take on Florida International coming up on Saturday with a tip-off at noon at PBA. Meanwhile, the Nebraska women, they played earlier in the day yesterday and beat Northwestern State. Northwestern State from where?
Sorry, I am mid-chew on a cinnamon roll here.
What are you having breakfast during the show?
Literally, you said join me at the breakfast table, so I did. Hungry. I had cinnamon rolls. I wanted to heat one up.
I was just going to try to make you part of my discussion here.
Natchitoches.
Yeah, that's where Northwestern State is from. Mm-hmm. Anyway, they beat that team 103-46. Nebraska head women's basketball coach Amy Williams.
Yeah, I thought we started things off great. We the third quarter is a little problematic for us. I thought that credit to Northwestern State for maybe slowing the tempo a little bit, finding ways to get the ball to their best player, and she made us pay there in the third quarter. But I thought Haley Weaver once again really set the tone for us defensively to start the ball game in those first 2 quarters. We have pretty good team defense.
All right, so that's Amy Williams. The Huskers will be back in action again on Saturday. They're going to play Samford Saturday at 7. So both the Husker men and women will be in action on Saturday at PBA. And the Husker football team, they're going to be on the road playing out at UCLA on Saturday. So that's your Husker sports, 7:37. By the way, Huskers are preparing to play the Bruins and the rest of the season without Dylan Raiola. If you missed that news yesterday, he broke his leg in the ball game against USC. So Nebraska preparing TJ Lateef to take over as their starting quarterback. Anyway, Matt Rule was before us yesterday as well in Lincoln. He says the next 3 games for the Huskers are vital to the Nebraska football program.
This team, the guys that are here, they deserve to leave as winners. They've done everything we've asked them to do. And B, we have to on a national narrative, we have to become someone that people respect. And it starts with ourselves. When we respect ourselves and don't talk trash about ourselves and don't go out there and, not do things right. Like when we do things at a high level, we show respect for our program and our future, then I think people nationally will. So I know for me this week, I'm going to do the best job I can for TJ Lateef. Because leaders insert themselves in the point of friction to try to take stress off. And I know Sierra Wright, and I know Javen, and I know Deshaun, and I know Rocco and all those guys. Every single person in our organization is going to try to do a little bit more so that TJ Lateef can be successful. And I think we could be like an average team and just go out there and be disappointed, that we lost last week and have a bad week, or we could come together and unite. And so I told our guys, either you're in or you're out, and they've all said that they're in. And I would say that to everybody. It's going to take every single one of us. But people nationally will never respect us until we respect ourselves. And I'm talking about our conference, the decisions that they make. I'm talking about the national media. I'm talking about fans. I'm talking about recruits. We have to, in my opinion, at this time, come together and absolutely continue to sow seeds that will manifest themselves in the future. So I wanted my team to hear that. I believe 100% in TJ and what he's going to get done. And we're going to put a great game plan together for him. I hate it for Dylan. I love Dylan. If anyone says anything about Dylan, just know this. The kid had a broken leg, and he was warming up and begging me to play. That's all you got to know about that kid to know who he is. I got home that night. I didn't know when I was sitting here with you guys. I thought he had an ankle sprain. When I got home, and literally my daughter was the first person to tell me because I go one way, and my daughters were walking through, and they found out as he found out in the training room, and the doctor called me to tell me what character, what toughness, and I'm very grateful for him. Grateful for the O linemen who haven't gotten reps at tackle, and also they have to go out. Tyler has to go out and play tackle. So we'll come together as a team this week.
Anyway, Matt Rule says they're putting together a game plan that TJ Lateef is comfortable with.
As I said, I think, guys are going to have to do a great job of being strong around him, But I mean, even in the game, he came out with a check on down in the red zone, and he checked it. He saw 0. He checked it to a tunnel screen. Jacory's wide open, is going to walk, and he just dropped the snap. And so he's mentally, though, at a really, really high level. And so he just needs reps. When you're the backup quarterback, you're getting reps, but not as many. And so now he needs reps. Jalen needs reps, and anybody else we use at quarterback will need reps this week.
And he says everybody needs to rally around TJ Lateef beginning this weekend.
I think it's going to be exciting for TJ. One of the things that has impressed me the most about him since he's been here is just his humility. He's just one of the guys. He's just a great young man. I mean, he gets good grades. He's never on a list. He's never in trouble. His family's awesome. And so, I coached him on Sunday like he was a veteran. I mean, I showed the opportunities we could have had. Hey, if you do this. Because I want him to know that I have so much confidence in him that I'm going to coach him like Dylan. And, Sam asked a great question after the game where he said, hey, maybe should you guys have taken a couple more shots? Well, they were called, and sometimes they were there. And whether it was protection, whether it was he ran instead. And so TJ's our starting quarterback now, and he's a starting quarterback in Nebraska. So when I talk about people respecting us nationally, it's part of that is us too. He's got to go play the way guys play, and I can't wait to see him play. I mean, for me, that's why I talked about this time for us. Okay, Matt, you think you're a good coach? Okay, Danny, you think you're a good coach? Now go do this. Go win these games. Go take a freshman on the road twice and come back and play your rival. And that's, either our team, like I said, they either go like this or they come together like this. And so, either you're with us or you're not. And that's everywhere. I mean, either you're with us or you're not. And so what I've seen is our guys all be with us, and I love it. They're coming together. They're rallying around him. And it would just be so average, Mitch, to go out there and be like, well, we got a freshman quarterback, and it is what it is. No, we're not doing that. We got TJ Lateef, and we're going to rally around him.
So Huskers and UCLA coming up on Saturday out in Los Angeles. The Bruins, by the way, they've got a pretty good quarterback today as well. Nico Amaliva. He's thrown for 1,468 yards and 10 touchdowns so far this year.
Yeah, he's elite. He's an excellent player. Obviously he leads them in passing. He leads them in rushing. So it's really a tale of two seasons. You take out the first part of the year, right? They're 3-2 in the Big Ten. They're 3-2 under Coach Skipper. The Penn State game, he was their leading rusher. He willed them, and it was really not even design runs. It was drop back, quarterback scrambles versus man and versus I wouldn't even not even undisciplined passing lanes. He's just that athletic. They were running him some design quarterback runs earlier. He started getting hit a lot. I'm sure coming off a bye, there'll be some design quarterback runs. And so I have the utmost respect for him as a player. His dad was here this summer at the Adidas 707. He was a great guy to get to know, great to know. We recruited his younger brother. So I have a lot of respect for the way he plays. And they have got receivers who can get open. They've got an excellent run game. They've got a good athletic defense. But he's an elite player, and so it'll be the same challenge as last week. A guy who can do it all.
All right, so there you go. A little preview of the UCLA-Nebraska game. Again, it'll be an 8 o'clock starting time for us here on Saturday out in Los Angeles, the Huskers and the Bruins of UCLA.
Saturday nap in the middle of the afternoon. Try to get your rest in so that you can be up and be loud and be ready to go for a after dark kickoff. Super excited for that game. Let's talk about this for a little bit. Nico, right, coming in. He's, of course, the quarterback, the transfer from Tennessee, who was trying to get more NIL deals out of the University of Tennessee. That didn't happen, didn't materialize. He said, screw you guys. I'm going to hit the transfer portal. Took less money to wind up at UCLA because nobody wanted that kind of drama. So he's had a chip on his shoulder, and he's going to come out and ball. Our defense has to get better this week. It has to get better this week from the front seven. The linebackers, the defensive linemen, we have to rain hell. We have to make him uncomfortable. We have to put pressure. I want to see the most aggressive defense that we've seen all season. Flying around in Pasadena, trying to get the ball back, trying to create chaos, trying to create turnovers, get your offense in good field position instead of having to drive the entire length of the field again, only to get to the red zone and settle for a field goal. And Matt's right. Either we heal now or we don't heal for the rest of the year. This is a very pivotal game coming off a stinging loss at home where you right the ship now, go into Penn State with some confidence and some momentum. Maybe you pick up that game, and then who the hell knows what happens with the with the rivalry football game? Because right now, eyeball test, Iowa was a pretty damn good football team, and yeah, am I not optimistic about how that game is going to go at this moment? No, I'm not optimistic about that game. But it's rivalry football; anything can happen. You pick up some momentum here. Let's just see. Let's just see. Before we close the book, can we at least read a few paragraphs out of this particular chapter to see how it ends? And I'm with Matt, man. I got all the confidence in the world in TJ. Getting a full week of practice, getting a full week of reps, running that offense, designing a game plan that's specifically tailored for his skill sets and what he can do. I see no reasons why we can't go on the road and pick up a win this week.
We'll be anxious to hear from Dana Holgerson, the offensive coordinator, today. He'll be before us later on this morning on how they're really devising the game plan. Obviously, it's going to be a whole lot different than when Dylan was in there as the starting quarterback. TJ more of a runner than maybe Dylan is.
Yep.
So are we going to see some more option stuff and all that read option stuff for this week? I don't know. We'll see what Dana has to say today. It's funny because I was in Lincoln yesterday and hung out at the sports bar across the street from a PBA. And obviously there was a lot of talk in there about the situation. The line for Nebraska and UCLA, when it came out, before they knew that Dylan had a broken leg, Nebraska was favored by 3.5 to 4 points.
And then it flipped to 3.
And then when the news broke that Dylan was not going to be the quarterback and he was out for the season, now UCLA is favored by about 3.5 points. So it was a 6.5 to 7 point differential between the time that Dylan was the quarterback and the time that Dylan wasn't the quarterback. So now we're a 3.5 point dog at UCLA.
Great. That's more money. I'm betting red this week.
Wow, is that part of your Blazing Five?
If I'm going to throw them in a 5-team parlay, I don't bet Nebraska in the Blazing Five traditionally because if I hurt, I just want to temporarily hurt. I don't want to double down my pain and agony. It's just not worth it. But if I'm betting one Nebraska game this year, it's going to be this one. It's going to be this one.
I was hanging out with some people last night at this establishment, and he was a stat guy. He's kind of like me. He's a stat guy. So he pulls up the stats on the UCLA and what they do with their rushing defense. Mm-hmm. Not really spectacular numbers.
Nope.
So, but then UCLA is very good against the pass.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. That's playing kind of right into our hands.
We're not going to be slinging it around Saturday, I don't think.
No, Emmett Johnson and TJ probably going to run the damn ball. That's what they're going to do on Saturday.
Hit the button.
Oh, should I hit it?
Hit it.
Where is it? Right here.
Run the damn ball.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do on Saturday.
Let's go.
So, yeah, we're going to be, UCLA might be playing right into our hands with a rush defense that's not their strongest suit. So we'll see what happens. We'll have more, again, from Dana as he comes before reporters today, and he'll have more, I'm sure, on the preparations for TJ Lateef to take over. TJ, by the way, is from California.
Yeah.
So he's kind of going home. Matt Rule has got connections to UCLA. He started his coaching career as a grad assistant out at UCLA and spent several years out there. So we got connections to California. He expects to have a big crowd out there.
I mean, from our perspective, hell, I think we'll pack the place. There'll be more red in the Rose Bowl than there will be blue and gold. UCLA cannot support their own team.
No, we'll probably have more Nebraska people out there than...
Yeah, it's going to be a home game for us.
UCLA.
It is. Truthfully.
They don't really put a lot of people in the Rose Bowl anyway, do they?
Have you seen UCLA home games? It's embarrassing.
Yeah,
you have a gigantic-ass stadium with, maybe a handful of blue shirts.
30,000 maybe?
If that.
Yeah, and the Rose Bowl is huge. I don't know what that baby holds, but it is huge. So, yeah, UCLA maybe puts 30,000 people in the stadium on a regular basis.
UCLA average attendance football, Googling. 27,143 is the average attendance.
That's what I said, about 30,000.
That's embarrassing.
So, I bet, are we going to have 30,000 people there? Probably not 30,000.
I don't know.
30,000 is a lot of people to travel to California.
Yeah, but they're going to California in November.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe 15. We're going to have 15,000 people there. 15,
I think we equal UCLA.
Really?
Let's make it a home game.
What are we doing Saturday? I'm off. Broncos are on a bye week. You and I should hop the plane.
Direct flight to Pasadena?
You and I. Where's the bookkeeper? We have another idea. Where's the bookkeeper? Mike and Tyson, we want to go to California for the game.
Can you imagine Mike and Tyson in California? Probably up to no good.
I've been in California once or twice in my life.
Just once.
Neither instance was very good. I performed.
Oh, you performed admirably?
Yeah. I performed pretty well in California. Anyway, it's Nebraska and the UCLA, 8 o'clock starting time. You'll be able to see the game on the Fox. Waking up with Mike and Tyson this morning, 7:53. You're listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Starting off with a 31-year-old Hastings man who was killed in an accident that we reported yesterday on Highway 281. 31-year-old Sabian Salius of Hastings was traveling northbound on Highway 281 when he struck the rear end of a semi, transported to a local hospital where he was declared deceased. Nebraska State Treasurer Tom Breezy has resigned, as announced yesterday by Governor Jim Pillen. Fremont Mayor Joey Spellerberg has been appointed to finish the term. Breezy, who previously was a member of the legislature from 2016 to 2023, was appointed as state treasurer in 2023 when former state senator John Morante of Gretna resigned. Spellerberg is expected to resign as Fremont's mayor on Wednesday. He has served as mayor since 2020. One candidate has already announced her intention to run for the position when it becomes open during the elections. That's former state senator Julie Slama from Auburn. Meanwhile, Governor Jim Pillen also said yesterday that he expects people detained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement to start arriving at the repurposed state prison in McCook sometime this week. And the Nebraska Medical Cannabis Commission has declined to make any changes to its original draft cannabis regulations at their meeting yesterday afternoon. It's 5 minutes till 8 o'clock. Let's head back to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's the haps in sports?
Well, Nebraska is still ranked number 1 in the latest ABCA coaches poll. The Huskers are 22-0 in the season. Kentucky is second, followed by Pittsburgh, Texas, and Stanford. Rounding out the top 10 are Texas A&M, Louisville, Arizona State, Purdue, and SMU. Wisconsin is 11th. USC is 17th. Indiana is 18th. Minnesota is 22nd. And Penn State is 25th. Creighton is in at number 12. Nebraska's Bergen Riley and Rebecca Aulick have been honored by the Big Ten Conference this week. Riley has been named the co-setter of the week in the conference, while Aulick has been named the defensive player of the week. Nebraska will play host to Illinois on Thursday. First serve will be at 7. The Nebraska men's basketball team opened the season with an 86-53 win over West Georgia last night at PBA. Braden Frager led the way with 22 points. Huskers will be back in action again on Saturday as they play host to Florida International. Tip-off will be at noon. The Nebraska women's basketball team opened the season with a 103-46 win over Northwestern State. Claire Johnson had 21 points for the Huskers. Nebraska will play Saturday against Sanford at PBA. Tip-off will be at 7. Hastings College women's basketball team will play at Sterling tonight. The Broncos 2-0 in the season after wins over Mayville State and Bethany. Tip-off will be at 6. Hastings College women's soccer team will play Dakota Wesleyan tonight in the quarterfinals of the GPAC tournament. Game time will be at 7. We'll have the action on Extreme Sports, beginning with the pregame show at 6:45. In the other games, Mount Marty is at Morningside, Doane is at Dort, and the College of St. Mary's will play at Concordia. The NAIA has extended their partnership for the NAIA Women's Basketball Championship at the Tyson Events Center through the 2029 season. The Tyson Events Center has hosted the NAIA Women's Basketball National Championship 16-team final site since its inception in 2021. Prior to that, Sioux City hosted the 32-team NAIA Division II National Championship dating back to the 1998 tournament. State High School Volleyball Tournament gets underway tomorrow at PBA with first-round games in classes A, B, and C1. Among the games, 7-seeded Adams Central will play 2nd-seeded Milford beginning at 1 o'clock. In the NFL last night, Arizona beat Dallas 27-17. The Cardinals are now 3-5. The Cowboys fall to 3-5-1. That's a check in your sports headlines at 7:58.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
The warmest day of the week is on the way today on Tuesday with plenty of sunshine, a high of 73, and a southeast wind at about 5 to 10 becoming southwest this afternoon. Tonight, a cold front will pass through the area and change the winds from the southwest to the north. Overnight low of 43. And that'll knock us back into the mid to upper 50s on Wednesday. Still plenty of sunshine, a little breezy as well. Thursday will be in the low 60s and will rebound nicely Friday to the mid 60s once again.
As you wake up, get going this morning. Southeast winds at 3. Clear skies 38 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
At Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center in Hastings, you can now experience the Balancer Pro lymphatic system, a relaxing, touchless treatment that works while you simply sit back. Using the principles of manual lymphatic drainage, it helps flush out swelling, reduce toxins, ease muscle soreness, and promote total body wellness. Whether you're recovering from surgery, looking to contour and tone, aiming for weight loss, or just wanting to feel lighter and more energized, the Balancer Pro lymphatic system delivers results you can feel immediately. Perfect for athletes, post-op recovery, detox, or anyone who just wants to look and feel their best, because it's for everybody with a body. Come try it today at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings.
I'm John Butler, Funeral Director and Owner at Livingston Butler Vollen Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the Advanced Funeral Planning Specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, Our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Rollins Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at business.com.
All right, Mike Wilson, Science Center Bronick. It's a huddle up on Extreme Sports for this Tuesday. Again, we'll have a soccer tonight coming up on Extreme Sports. Hastings College and Dakota Wesleyan quarterfinals of the GPAC tournament tonight from Lloyd Wilson Field on the air pregame at about 6:45. The contest will get underway at 7. We'll have all the action right here on Extreme Sports.
There we are. A couple news and notes to get to here at the tail end of the show. Just finding out former U.S. Vice President Dick Cheney has died at the age of 84. His family said he passed away last night from complications of pneumonia and cardiovascular disease. So rest in peace, Dick Cheney, former Vice President of the United States. And also, the numbers are in terms of TV viewership, and for all those that say baseball is dying and it's no longer America's pastime, Game 7 of the World Series drew 50% more viewers than Game 7 of the NBA Finals. 25.9 million viewers for Game 7 of the World Series, 16.4 for Game 7 of last year's NBA Finals. So don't tell me that baseball is dying anytime soon. I won't listen.
Well, baseball compared to the NBA, I would agree. More people are probably watching the baseball game than the NBA Finals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll jump on the ship with you on that one.
There you go.
So, all right. What else is going on? It's going to be nice today. The highs are going to be in the 70s.
Stupid.
Do I pull the mower out one more time
to
mow the yard? I noticed when I was over at the Western Studios the other day that you continue to mow your yard.
Yeah, that was, but I do believe I've made my last mow because I did hit it on the 1st, I think. The 1st of November? Or that weekend, whenever. Somewhere close. The lawn still looks great. Height is fine, so I'm gonna give her up for the season. If you haven't hit it yet, you might want to throw one more just before the. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of mowing the yard. I pull the mower out? Don't even start with me on how tired you are mowing. You seen my backyard? That's a football field. Yeah, you got a big yard back there. Got a big yard back there. That's a workout and a half, man. You got to invest in a rider next year. I'm not riding a lawnmower. No. You're not going to ride the lawnmower? First of all, it wouldn't get from the front yard to the backyard. Because it wouldn't go through like the little tiny gate that I have to get into the backyard, so there'd be no way. No, I'm fine. Plus, it's like my only workout of the year, so. Yeah, you probably need it. You probably need it. I'm contemplating today pulling the mower out one more time. Give her one more go. Well, then you got to make sure you got enough gas. And you don't want to go out and fill up your gas thing. And see, that's kind of what I did. I used up all your gas? I wanted to use the last of the gas. So we did. Yeah, I'll go check my gas supply first. That will probably be a good indication of it. If it's low, then there's no need to refill it just for one mow. And I don't have enough gas in the gas can. Right. I'm not going to go out and buy gas because I don't want it to sit in my You don't want old gas for next year.
Yeah, for next year. So that will probably be a telltale
That's
sign
your indicator
on whether or not I'm going to mow today. I'll first look to see how much gas is in the mower. Second, I'll check the gas can to see what is in the gas can, and then I'll make an executive decision later on today.
You're going to be pissed when it's like just enough to get one.
Oh, yeah, just enough to fill up the gas.
That's good stuff.
So I'll see what's going on. So anyway, that's what's going on today in my world. If you'd like to listen to the show again, listen to the comments from Fred Hoiberg, Amy Williams, maybe Matt Rule. Download our podcast again and listen to the show at your convenience throughout the day today. Make plans to be here again tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock for a Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Have yourself a great day.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports. Join us every weekday morning from 7 until 8 on